Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. So, this episode I'm going to be showing you guys how to winterize your gasoline tractor if it's going to be sitting over the winter or sitting for a long period of time. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that to the John Deere 620 and the John Deere 60. Probably not the John Deere 60 today, but at least get the 620 ready. But I'm going to give you some updates on the low boy. So far, so good with the low boy, and everything seems to be working. But the only problem that we're having, now I haven't had it for a little while now, but we have found the weak point. And that weak point is the pin. You can't see it because this shield actually might be able to see it. Right behind this bearing here. It's what goes through that hub right there. Goes through that hub right there that you see. And goes through the drive shaft. And that's what connects the drive shaft to the engine. Well, yeah, we're having slight issues with that. This is one bolt that it broke off. If it focuses. Right there is one bolt that broke off. Not sure where the other part of it is. Oh, here it is. This is actually the original bolt that was in it. This is an Allen head bolt. And you know these bolts are very tough. But all the bolts just kept breaking off at the beginning of the threads. See? Here you can see it broke off right at the beginning of the threads. So that is in fact the weak point for this. So I put a regular pin in it after I broke two bolts off. Put a regular pin in it. Well, I broke that off. I beat the broken part back out of it, and I went ahead and put another pin back in it. And so far it hasn't broke yet. But I've been running it a good bit off camera. I'm not gonna film every time I run it, but yeah, it seems to work pretty good. Engine's running good. But the only problem that we're having with that, and I think I showed you guys in the last video, is that the head gasket is leaking. Leaking compression, antifreeze, and oil. Not so much oil on this side, but you go to this side and yeah, you can see this is all oil. So I just put that there. I'll keep that from rusting. Yeah, we don't want that there spot to rust. And it does have a good bit of blow by. But we are lubricating the alternator. Perfect. I gotta fix that, but eventually we are gonna go ahead and we'll pull the engine back out and rebuild it. Or maybe do an in-frame or something. We could actually honestly do it. Seriously. We could honestly probably do an in-frame pretty easy on this, because you take the fuel tank off, you can crawl underneath the tractor to do it. So we may just do an in-frame or something on it. But my exhaust here seems to work pretty good. It's actually not leaking back there. My homemade bracketry here. Seriously. This here muffler that I put on, well, yeah, it was hitting the hood, so I went ahead and modified it. So now, it does not hit the hood anymore. Perfect. But, yeah, we did not get glow plugs for it. Actually, technically we did. They're right here. But, They are completely different. Completely different than the ones that are in it. Bigger, longer. Everything about them is different. So, yeah, we gotta send them back. But, yeah, we gotta put glow plugs in it. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get a stronger battery because this here is only 560 cold cranking amp battery. And, yeah, it does not like to start this when it's cold. Even with the torch. I mean, the torch, it gets it running. But if it's windy, the torch don't stay going. But other than that, no complaints so far. Everything seems to be working pretty good. I'm happy with it. Just gotta get that hydraulic pump put on it. So, you know, I can put the deck back on. Let's jump into the video now. I'm gonna get the 706 out. I'll have to bring either skid loader or the forklift over to move the Cummins engine block, and then we'll set the battery in the 620 and see if she'll fire back up. I haven't had that thing running, well, for a long time. It's been quite a few weeks now, so it's gonna be interesting to see if it fires up. It's the longest time it's ever sat since we put it back together. Sorry about the wind noise if there is any. I picked one of the windiest days to do it, so that's perfect. Gotta let her warm up for a little bit because it has absolutely zero brake, absolutely zero steering. So, actually, I can just spin the steering wheel in circles. I don't do not. So, yeah, perfect. We'll go ahead and let her warm up. See if she gets a little bit of steering. Sorry about the gunshots. My brother is shooting, getting started in for rifles. You know, of all days, I decided to do it today. Oh well. I'm gonna get a battery, throw in a 620, see if she'll fire up after sitting for a while. It's gonna be an interesting one. So, yeah, let's get a battery right quick. I really wish it had a go handle. Makes it really inconvenient. I gotta remember which way. Wow, I can't believe it. It goes in the way I have it sitting here. That never happens. This is actually a positive ground system, so it's not your typical way of hooking the battery up. Oh boy. These cables are inconvenient. Alright. Well, now it's time to see if it'll fire up. And see if it actually has power steering yet. This is going to be interesting. Here we go. Will it fire up? No choke first try. No choke, no throttle. Here we go. I'm going to take it out of gear too while I'm at it. Oh boy. Might be out of gas. We'll wait to look at that. Alright, we'll go ahead and give it a choke. What the heck. Oh. It didn't fire until I pushed the choke in. So, no choke. The old trusty 2-cylinder. She's alive. Man, it's been too long since I heard that. Bouncing away. Huh. That never happened before. We'll wait to check. It shut off like it lost connection. Test it here. Maybe out of gas, but this could potentially be what's wrong here. Yep. Let me fix that right quick. Let's go ahead and pull her out of here. Very convenient to put the tripod there. Clutch still makes noise. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna drain all the gas out of it, or at least get as much out as we can. I'm not gonna I'm not going to take the chance of taking that off because that'll be forever leaking. So right here, we'll get something to catch the gas, but right here is a drain, bowl drain. Get something, catch the gas, and we'll turn this, and that should hopefully drain all the gas out of the tank. It's not smoking near as bad as it used to. It is smoking a little bit, but not bad. Time to see how bad it misses the funnel. Turn it on slow, maybe. Turn it on slow. Man, that's on there. Maybe. Jeez. Who put it on there so tight? I wouldn't have done that. Get loosened up. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah, perfect. That's lovely. Okay, I gotta get something to catch it. Got the gas draining. So we'll let that go ahead and do its thing. Not sure how much gas is in it. I don't know if I can see it in there or not. Yeah, it should soon be done. Wow, we got full flowage now. So that's good. You gotta love these old 2-cylinders. These are the only John Deeres that I like. The old 2-cylinders, the old Johnny Poppers. You know, the first ones to come out. They're the good ones. The new ones, they're too overpriced and they don't hold up. These old tractors will be still going strong when all the new things are in the junkyard and long gone. These here will still be working. They just don't give up. If you keep them around, they ain't gonna go nowhere. And if you take care of them, like we're doing here. Not very many people know to do this, and it'll save your tractor in the long run. If draining ethanol out or just running non-ethanol gas in your things. Look at all the junk that's swirling around in there. I should take that off, but I'm gonna do the right thing and completely ignore that. Because I know for a fact if I take that off, it's going to be leaking forever. So, I'm going to ignore it for now. Looks like we're about out. Now, I'm not going to be able to get every single drop of it out. Hopefully when I put that in there, that'll kind of mix in and hopefully kind of neutralize it. Because we'll probably run it for a little bit before we park it. I love this tractor. You know, for the longest time, 90% of the time that we had this tractor, it sat right there. Right there is where it sat. All in pieces. And here it is. All in one piece. Leaks oil everywhere it can possibly leak. That's fine. Ignore that. but it's running. That's all that matters. If it's leaking oil, then you know it's got oil. If it stops, well, then you might want to put oil in it. So that's kind of how I know that the front end has oil, because if it's leaking, it has oil. If it stops, well, I better get some in there. So yeah, that's good. The only thing that I really wish this tractor had was a 3-point. I wish previous owner wouldn't have taken that off, but they probably thought that this tractor was going to get parted out or taken to the scrapyard, so they took that off because it was good. Well, it did not go to the junkyard. But anyhow, we're done flowing here. So I'm gonna put this back together actually first. Let's get the rest of, I didn't even have to touch that. Drain the rest of the gas out of the bowl. Because that's the main reason that we're doing this, is because I don't want ethanol sitting in the carburetor. And it is going to get drained before you park it anyhow, but I just don't want to park it up with a bunch of ethanol everywhere. Because, you know, ethanol is very hard on things. Okay, done. Now, I know for a fact that there's a good bit of gas in the fuel tank, but I'm not going to get every bit of it out because, well, back there's back of the fuel tank. So, yeah, we're at least trying. So, right there's the non-ethanol. We'll go ahead, I'm going to put the fuel line back on and we'll get the ethanol put in and get her fired up. Correction. We'll try to get her fired up. See if she'll fire back up, and we'll take her for a test drive. We'll take her up the driveway and see if it runs out of gas. No choke. Here we go. Let's put her in 4th gear. Put her in 5th gear. Didn't even phase her. There it is. Now, the only thing we got left to do is we'll turn that gas off there and come here and turn it off. But yeah, we got a Thanksgiving dinner to go to, so we're gonna end her off here. We did get the tractor somewhat winterized. Like I said, we gotta drain the bowl out yet, but I think it's got the no nothing on there, so that should be pretty good. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Please like, subscribe. We're just at 2,900 subscribers, so we're on the road to 3,000 now. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace out.